Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. What's going on, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions, and join me today as we look over the collected editions from DC Comics in the March of 2024 solicitations. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. So before going any further, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. That lets you know when our videos are going live. So today we're going to be talking about the collected editions in the March 2024 solicitations from DC Comics. Of course, they also have single issues, but that will be out later on. We're just mainly focusing on graphic novels, absolute editions, omnibus editions, trade paperbacks, compendiums, and what else do they have? Deluxe editions? Yeah, deluxe editions. So let's go ahead and get started. Barda, coming out on June 4th of 2024. And as always, I do like to remind people that these might be delayed, so keep that in mind. But being that they're solicited, it's one step closer to actually being in your hands. And this is written and drawn by Gozi Ukasu, and it is $16.99, and it's an original graphic novel. And that is coming out in June. Then we're getting Superman Volume 2, The Chained. This is written by Joshua Williamson with artwork by Bruno Redondo and Gleb Melikov and Dan Jurgens. Very, very famous Superman artist. Might have had something to do with the death of the character. Collecting Superman 6 through 12. And this is a softcover for $16.99, coming out on May 14th. Steelworks. Finally, we're getting some Steel collections. Cover there's by Clay Mann. And this is collecting the Steelworks 1 through 6, plus the story from Action Comics 1054 to 1056. Coming out on May 7th. It is a softcover, 176 pages, $16.99. Flash, The Heist. This is volume 20. It is written by Jeremy Adams with Jeff Johns, Mark Waid, and Joshua Williamson. So they probably have stories in the Flash 800, which is part of this collection. This collects issues of the Flash 797 to 799, and then 4 stories from the Flash 800. Now, I'm curious, if you've read the Flash 800 already, are there more than 4 stories and they're just not collected, or maybe they included some reprints in there? $14.99, 128 pages. And it is a softcover coming out on April 23rd, 2024. World's Finest Teen Titans. I didn't know that Mark Waid was writing a spin-off title, or maybe this is just a miniseries, but this is World's Finest Teen Titans 1 through 6. It is written by Mark Waid. It is drawn by Emanuela Lupacchino and Mike Norton. Chris Samney, of course, supplying that cover right there. So it looks like it features the characters of Robin and Speedy and Kid Flash, Aqualad, Wonder Girl, and Bumblebee. If you've read this, please let me know what era this takes place in of the DC universe for the Teen Titans. I'm curious if this is like the New Earth or if it's before New 52. It is 160 pages, $24.99, and it is a hardcover, and that is a standard size hardcover. What is not a standard size cover or hardcover, but it is a deluxe edition, so it is an oversized hardcover, is Batman: The Black Mirror, the deluxe edition. So this is collecting Scott Snyder's first run on Batman before the New 52 era, and this is all got, it does have artwork by Francisco Francavilla and of course Jock. And there's going to be 2 covers. There's a direct market variant and a standard edition cover. So this is coming out in the deluxe edition. I think a lot of people wanted an absolute edition, so maybe one day we'll get a reprint of that. But this is $49.99, 320 pages, and it is one of my favorite Batman stories. It's not your typical Batman story because it features somebody else under the cowl, and that's all I will say about that in case you haven't read it. Now, it may not be getting an absolute reprint, but what is getting an absolute reprint is Absolute Batman Arkham Asylum, the 2024 edition. A much beloved run that got one print run of the Absolute Edition with beautiful artwork by Dave McKean, of course, all written by Grant Morrison. And it is finally coming back to print in 2024. This one is coming out on August 27th. And 248 pages, $100. So it looks to be the exact same page count as the original one. What I tell people anytime, if they haven't read Arkham Asylum, it is regarded as one of the best Batman / horror stories. It's not your stereotypical angsty Batman, like the guy that just beats the crap out of villains. So when you read it, keep that in mind. It is an interesting take on Batman. I still love it. Oh, and that artwork is so amazing. Absolute Batman, The Dark Knight. The Master Race is also coming back to print, so it's getting a 2024 edition. Written by Frank Miller and Brian Azzarello, with artwork in here by Andy Kubert, Klaus Janson, Frank Miller, Eduardo Rizzo, and John Romita Jr. The cover there is by Andy Kubert and Brad Anderson. It's coming out on September 17th, 2024. And this collects the Dark Knight 3, the Master Race 1 through 9, and all of the Dark Knight universe presents tie-in issues, and the prequel story, Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade #1. It also contains over 150, that's right, 150 variant covers, and a sketchbook gallery packed with behind-the-scenes extras. This is 624 pages, $125, and this is the second print run of this particular Absolute Edition. And I will be honest with you, I knew Absolute Arkham Asylum had been out of print for a long time, a couple of years now. I didn't know that Absolute Batman The Dark Knight, The Master Race had been out of print. So, they're bringing it back. Next up is DC Love and Justice. I'm sorry, DC Pride, Love and Justice. It is a hardcover edition, 144 pages, $19.99. Collecting DC Pride #1, and then stories from New Year's Evil #1, Mysteries of Love and Space #1, and Young Monsters in Love #1. And like I mentioned, standard size hardcover that is coming out on May 21st. You have work in here from James Tynion, Mariko Tamaki, Nicole Maines, Klaus Janson, Amy Reeder, and then the cover there by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. We're also getting DC Pride Better Together. You've got work in here from Grant Morrison, Nicole Maines, Christopher Cantwell, and also Hayden Sherman, Steven Sadowski, and Skylar Partridge, just to name a few of the creators. 152 pages, $19.99, another hardcover. And this collects DC Pride 2023 #1, alongside the debut of Circuit Breaker from Lazarus Planet Dark Fate #1, and an Alan Scott tale from DC Pride Through the Years. Batman Wayne Family Adventures, Volume 4. This is collecting episodes 71 to 116, so they're calling them episodes because they first appeared on Webtoons. This is the Webtoon series. CRC Payne is the author, and Starbite is the artist. Those are some amazing names. 208 pages, $14.99, and so many of you have told me how amazing this Webtoon series is. So I need to pick up the first 2 volumes that are out already. No, actually, I think the first 3 are out. Vixen NYC, Volume 5. My goodness, these must be selling well or doing really well for them. Collecting episodes 39 through 46 of the continuing Webtoon series. Jasmine Wells and Manu Azumi are the creators behind this. 208 pages, $14.99. And it is a softcover. And then Zatanna and the Ripper, Volume 3. So this is another one that's 208 pages, $14.99. And all 3 of these are coming out on the same day, May 7th, 2024. Collecting episodes 24 through 36 of the Webtoon series. This is by Sarah Deely, and Ciro is the artist. A big surprise, but a welcome one, is Booster Gold, the complete 2007 series, Book 1. I love this series. It's so underrated. I actually have a custom omnibus of this because I did a reading order of Booster Gold. I love Booster Gold, and this is one of the best series, especially that blue and gold that kicks it off. So this is a 400-page softcover. It's not called a compendium. $29.99, and it collects Booster Gold 0 through 14 and the 1 millionth issue. So not only do you have Jeff Johns in here, but you also have his creator, Dan Jurgens, come in. Jeff Katz, Chuck Dixon, Norm Rapman, and Jerry Ordway just contributing to some of these stories in here. And if you've never read it, give it a try, because this run was so awesome, and a lot of those trades are out of print. Now, what is a compendium is Nightwing, A Night in Bloodhaven Compendium Volume 1. Not an omnibus, I know, but I'm still excited that we get this run in big formats, and hopefully that will continue these into the things that haven't been collected, such as the Devin Grayson run and the Bruce Jones run, the Patrick Tomasi. I mean, okay, those actually, Patrick Tomasi, who the hell is that? Must be Peter's brother, Peter Tomasi. Those runs have been collected, at least in trade, but Devin Grayson's run, and I know there's a lot of us that weren't the biggest fans, but as completists, we still need to own them, because we're crazy like that. Or there are people that probably enjoy Devin Grayson's run, but that never got collected in full, so hopefully these will do well enough to get that Chuck Dixon era collected, and then we can move on to the other creators of Nightwing. And then who knows, maybe we might get an omnibus. But this is collecting Nightwing 1 through 4. That's the mini series. Ties That Bind, I think, is what it's called, that mini series. And then Nightwing, the ongoing series 1 through 25, the 1 million issue. Nightwing Annual Number 1, Wizard Presents Nightwing 1/2, Nightwing and the Huntress 1 through 4 miniseries, Green Arrow 134 to 135, Robin number 55, and Detective Comics 723 and 725, 725, I'm sorry, and then the 1 millionth issue. 1,024 pages. This is a big damn book. Holy crap. $59.99. That's a big book. It's a big book. Can't wait to do the overview of that. What my favorite DC character. All right, Adventures of Superman by George Perez. The 2024 edition is coming back. So this is a reprint. It is a softcover. I believe this was originally a hardcover, but this collects DC Comics Presents 61, Action Comics 643 to 645, and 647 to 652, Action Comics Annual Number 2, and then Superman from the New 52 1 through 6. 448 pages, $49.99. That is all by George Perez and also Roger Stern, and that one comes out on May 14th, 2024. 52 is getting another big fat book, collecting half of the series. So if you watched our Evergreen show, this is a book that Lars wanted in there for his Evergreen. That is collecting issues 1 through 26 of the 52. And this is 584 pages, $49.99, and it is a softcover. So these aren't called compendiums, but they're thick enough to be compendiums. So I'm interested. They've actually released this in the past. I forgot. They did release 2 big fat trades of the 52 mini-series, or I guess it's a maxi series. So this is a reprint. Batman Fortress. This is collecting Batman Fortress 1 through 8. This is the miniseries. Yeah, it was a miniseries, and 208 pages. The softcover edition, $19.99. Gary Whitta and Derek Robertson are the main creators on this. Blood Syndicate Season 1. So we're looking at the new era of Milestone. So this collects the Blood Syndicate Season 1, 1 through 6, and then a story from Milestone 30th Anniversary Special. 168 pages, $16.99. You have Jeffrey Thorne, Chris Cross, Tom Rainey, Juan Castro, and Anthony Fowler Jr., some of the creators on that particular book. Justice League Volume 3, Leagues of Chaos. Brian Michael Bendis. Continuing, I think this is the last of his run, if I'm not mistaken. This time around, it's coming out in a softcover format, 144 pages, $16.99, and it collects Justice League 72 to 74 and the Justice League 2022 annual. Superman Space Age, one of my favorite reads this year. Mark Russell, Mike Allred, and Laura Allred. This is the softcover version, collecting all of Space Age 1 through 3, but they're oversized books. This is 264 pages. $24.99, and that is the softcover edition. Somebody was telling me about how good this book is, and that is the new Champion of Shazam. Josie Campbell and Evan Shaner, or Doc Shaner, are working on this book together. This collects the new Champion of Shazam 1 through 4, and a Shazam story from Lazarus Planet, We Once Were Gods, number 1. This is the softcover edition, 112 pages, $14.99. And the Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country. James Tynion and Lisa Esterin, Maria Lovett, and Yannick Paquette, Andre Sorrentino. This is a softcover edition, and the cover there is by Reiko Murakami. It's an awesome cover. And this is collecting the Sandman Universe Nightmare Country 1 through 6, so it's part of the new Sandman Universe. I believe this one has been collected already in a hardcover format, but now it's coming out in a softcover format. Zatanna by Paul Dini, 2024 edition. So this is a reprint of that. Oh, it's a softcover. So this collects Zatanna 1 through 16, Zatanna Everyday Magic, and the DC Infinite Halloween Special number 1. 440 pages, $49.99. I want to say the original printing of this was a deluxe edition. This one is, 440 pages, $49.99. That is the same page count. But this time around it is a softcover, also not a compendium. Finally, fingers crossed and knock on wood, Fables, the deluxe edition, book 16 has been moved. So we've had this previously solicited. We've had it, I think it was supposed to come out this November. November's passed and we were worried that it was pulled out of the catalog. It looks like it's back in the catalog, and it looks like it's now solicited for May 7th, 2024. And that is the Fables Deluxe Edition, book 16. This is the new series, the continuation of Bill Willingham's stories with Mark Buckingham on artwork. Corinne Reed is the artist on here, and this collects issues 151 to 162. That wraps up the series. I guess until the next time. We were all worried, what's going to happen to this series. But it takes place right after the events of 150. So it's he had never left the book. And that not only wraps up the series, but it also wraps up the books for the solicitations in DC's catalog for March. So, if you're interested in any of these books, don't forget to pre-order them from our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the collected editions and the DC solicitations for March of 2024. In the comments down below, let me know what you're most excited for, what you're hoping to see sometime soon, because that catalog should be getting built here in the next month. So keep an eye out on the channel. That's why I said ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. And what you would love one day to be collected from this particular solicits into an omnibus format. Any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button. Check out our Patreon. It's an amazing way to support the channel if you can do so. And thank you to our existing patrons. Cannot be doing this without you all. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.